As I mentioned, the idea of today is basically to support you wherever you're at. And as it's very simple, it's called Let's Get You Unstuck, right? I have realized that within the community, I have a lot of exchanges with many people through the DMs, through the community exchange, through the calls that I have with the people I'm booking every week. And I have realized that most of them are really stuck in a certain place. And I wanted to give them the opportunity to have a call on a one on one to basically support them and see what we could do so that they could get unstuck, right? And there's many possibilities, and I think for every different journey there's different things that you can do. And yeah, this is exactly what we want to do today, right? So, as always, we will focus on a little bit of a presentation for the people that are new. That I give you a couple of introductory slides that I normally show, and then we'll directly jump into your different situations, where you're at, make it a conversation, and give you very direct and easy to follow next steps. Right. So I now see that my camera is not working. Hope it comes back. Now it works, right? So it's not the right camera, the one that I'm
No, it
taking.
was good. Yeah, it
Very
is.
good.
Mm.
There it works. Because I have another camera that has a little bit better quality, but now I took the one
Oh,
from the
that's all
computer.
right.
Good, very good. For the ones that are new or are watching through this through our YouTube channel, as you know, I've done it. I've opened one of the most successful coffee shops in Vienna, and I created a coffee shop Launchpad, one of the best rated specialty coffee shops in Vienna. And afterwards, when I sold it, I thought, okay, what can I do with all of this knowledge so that I can help other people all over the world to start their coffee shops? Because I have realized also that most of the coffee shops out there are not profitable. So I thought, okay, this is really something that could be useful, something that could have an impact, and this is why I developed the coffee shop Launchpad. Right, I realized that 60+% of all of the coffee shops struggle financially, either because they're focused on design, equipment, coffee, and they leave aside the business side, or because they focus a lot on the business side and they focus on margins, location, economics, workflow, and hiring, things like that. So, of course, both of the aspects are very, very important, not just to focus on one side. And the idea is to create systems that generate you a profitable coffee shop that makes you more than 20% profit margin. Good. What most mistakes I have seen people make? There's a lot, right? But this is the ones that I see most commonly. I've also recently also did a video with the 40 most typical mistakes I've seen people do in coffee shops. But these are the six more typical: signing a lease too early, buying the wrong equipment, underestimating labor costs, competitors buying blindly, designing before validating, you name it. So there's so many things that you can do wrong, and some of them you can do them wrong for a long period of time, and they start leaking also your profitability. So the idea is to generate this community, this place where you can always come back and ask and make a project that basically fully works, right? So this is the full idea behind the coffee shop launchpad. Of course, many people have feel more confident by exchanging on a one-to-one than on a call. So yeah, there's different possibilities to exchanging, making your questions, and also bringing your projects to their next level. Right? What does the coffee shop launchpad focus on? We go from idea to plan to build and run, and of course, there's many people also running. We have this example of a Spanish guy I'm currently working with. That is, we're working very every week on improving his coffee shop in Spain. Right. So there's a lot of examples, a lot of things to learn, and yeah, you can step in basically in every step of the way. It doesn't matter if you're the in the ideation, in the planning, or in the building, or in the running. You can benefit from the coffee shop launchpad in every different step. What do you get? The coffee shop launchpad, as we have said, there's two versions: the free course and the paid course. In the free ones, you get the inspiration, design support, how to study shops around you, to know your numbers, how to build your business case, and contact you yourself. And in your paid course, you get all of the different packages that you need to push the whole project forward. Right? How you can get the funding right, location topics, how you can get the agreements with the bank, how we can make your setup correctly so that you buy the right machinery and you make the right setup within your coffee shop so that it operates at a good rate. The supplier game, how you can find the right suppliers, how you can make the right team, how you can what you need to focus on before opening, and so on and so forth. So a complete overview so that you have this complete mindset and manage to open your coffee shop profitably. But as I always say, it's not only about what it's included, but it's about opening an open discussion. It's about generating the mindset. It's about implementing the changes and also being able to change and being open to change so that you can test different approaches and finally get to the coffee shop that you have always wanted. Good. I have updated this slide. Before I used to put that I think the free course has around 5,000 value, and this is what it has grown so quickly. But right now, I think it has more than $10,000. Why? Because now it includes a business case that you can take advantage of, and that's a lot of months of work. So it included more than 3 months of my consulting work of to do it, and I think it saves you more than 1 month if you start from scratch and have no idea what you're doing. And now also we include a lot in the free community about design and creating your vision, right? So I have always mentioned we have invested in our coffee shop more than 5,000 euros in design, and now we with all the AI tools you can do it basically for free, but you have to do it correctly. So I have also included a couple of videos on how to focus in the direction, do it, so it saves you $5,000 to $6,000 of design. So take a look at it, and I think this is also why the community continues to grow. We have an average, I think, of 25 to 30 people growing every day. Of course, not all of them engage. Some of them are very silent. So some of them also only book a call with me directly. So there's a little bit of a huge variation there. But yeah, this is the main reason I think why people join. And of course, this requires your investment, right? And the idea is to get you here, get you motivated, engage with the content, and see which ways we can find also that I can support you further with the next and the implementation phases. As I mentioned, you don't only get videos, you get templates, you get one-on-one support and sparing. We have now live our AI assistant. As you have seen this week, we have also opened what we call our data playground, where I have uploaded data of real coffee shops, and you can basically click through and see how it works, what relation it has to the profitability, how many cappuccinos we were selling, how the different product categories relate to each other. Anyhow, there's a lot to do in this playground, and it's so that you see how a coffee shop data set basically looks like, and what you can focus on, and what kind of things you can analyze. Right? Some of the results from Jonathan from Phil Cafe. Yeah, he was one of the first ones to work with us. By just making some very quick and fast changes, he managed to save 30% of coffee costs only by the first couple of calls. And this for him meant more than 7,000 euros per year, right? So it very quickly paid off for him. We also had made some changes on people and performance and how much he was buying, how he was operating, a little bit of mindset topics. So yes, there was a lot of changes with Jonathan. I think it would be great to include some kind of an interview with him a little bit longer so that we focus on everything that we have done. But yeah, I will focus a little bit on that in the future. Why do people join? To get clarity, location validation, number that works, the confidence, and basically we make also this guarantee that if this course does not work for you and you have implemented what you have learned and it didn't make an impact, then you will get your full money back. So yes, you have a money back guarantee, and there's nothing to lose here. Good. So with that, we can get to our topic of today. Let's get you unstuck. Today we have two people in the call, so we can get directly to your topics directly. So I don't know who would like to start, Christina or Dennis. The stage is all yours, and we can get to your topics, define a little bit more into detail, and I can guide you a little bit what next steps I would take.
I think I would pass it on Dennis first of all, because I'm really a beginner. I prefer listening him first, and then, if you don't mind.
I'm trying to coffee plan that I wanna build. Yeah, so option number one is to start my own brand. Have my name. I already selected a name. I already looking at the type of location where I need the coffee places, my coffee shop to be, and Option two is to either join a franchise. There are some of the
Mm-hmm.
new franchise that just are coming up. And then I was like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, maybe by joining a franchise, I'll learn the business practically. And then
Mm-hmm.
after that, I could venture out and do continue
Mm-hmm.
building. Or I could have a franchise at the same time. And also on the side, I could build my own. So I'm just
Mm-hmm.
between trying to decide. I've written all like my business plan of
Mm-hmm.
written the type of product that I'm going to have in my shop. I've
Mm-hmm.
written like the additions because my coffee to for me is just not only coffee. It has to be coffee
Mm-hmm.
and more. As I talked
Mm-hmm.
about where we come from, I'm coming from a tradition where we used to plant coffee, but coming to
Mm-hmm.
America, we is just drinking coffee. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, you know what? At this time of my life, I want to do something different, and that's
Mm-hmm.
why coffee shop is one of the options that I want to do. So
Mm-hmm.
between either go into franchise
Mm-hmm.
or start my own from the ground up, and then the second part is either start with the franchise and on the side develop my own. So that's
Mm-hmm.
where I'm at. Yeah.
Perfect. Dennis, thank you very much for giving us a little bit of a background of where you're at. And I think it's a very, very interesting question, right? And we can get a little bit more into detail into that. So I think both different paths would make sense, right? I've never said, or I tend to not say that franchises don't make sense. So I think they make sense, and this is why they exist. But for me, it depends absolutely on what you want to achieve, right? There's a lot of positive aspects and negative aspects that a franchise has, as well as a coffee shop by your own. It has positive and negative aspects. So one of my very, very first questions to clear, and I would put it on your to-do list, would be to deeply define for yourself what do you want to achieve, right? Because they're completely different paths. And I will give you a couple of the topics that for me come to my mind when think about both, right? From a franchise, for example, you have the positive aspect that you don't have to think that much in the design, on the organization, on the management, because you get all of it quite fairly structured, right? But on the negative side, the amount of decisions that you can make, it's very, very limited. So you only manage it and you try to do your best and you try to achieve this profitability with this model that you get pushed in front of you, right? And the second thing, this is what I always say, is that, of course, and this will always be the case, that franchises tend to have less profitability with you, for you. Why is that? Because you have to share your profitability with someone, right? So these are basically the main characteristics of the franchise direction. And if you do it on your direction, you have the absolute freedom, right? Which has a little bit of a two-sided direction. It can be incredibly good if you make all of the right decisions and you're profitable and everything works out. Also be much more painful because all of the learnings have to come from yourself and not someone that is sharing with you the whole system, right? This is a little bit also where the coffee shop launchpad comes a little bit into play, where I was looking on what I could do and how I could bring my knowledge to the coffee industry. I was thinking, okay, there are franchises and there's people opening their coffee shops. From the people opening their own coffee shops, more of them are failing. So more than 60%, as I always say, are failing. So how can I support them without being a franchise? And I try to be a little bit in the middle to help you make the right decisions on so that you can basically really take the right direction on yeah, what you want to achieve. But for me, of course, all the core question comes back to you and is exactly what exactly do you want to achieve from your heart, right? I see so many people in the community that say, hey Juan, I want to do my concept and it has to be like this and I want this to be so personal. I want, that people feel so comfortable like they're in their living room. I want to implement the coffee from my region. And if you create your own concept, you have that freedom. If you have a franchise, you don't have that freedom. So both directions are good. You just need to make full-hearted decision on which direction you want to take. And the second step would be taking a look at more from the business case perspective, right? Create a very clear business case if you go on your own direction, and create a very clear business case if you go on a franchise direction, of course, with the current knowledge that you would have, right? And then you can compare them. And if you do that exercise and spend a few hours analyzing both, you will see that a couple of things will pop out that for you will make probably the decision a little bit lighter, right?
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. And because I don't want to be like like my goal, the reason why I started this, I wanted to create something unique,
Mhm.
even though it's coffee. So if I go to the franchise, I'll be going more into already or something which has been defined and is
Mhm.
established. If I come with my own uniqueness, it can also create its own customers who
Mhm.
want to experience something new. Because I know,
Mhm.
like, the ideas I have for my coffee is not available here, you know,
Mhm.
and this is something new, and it will pretty much create your own customer base who are into
Mhm.
that type of coffee, into that type of product that I'm selling. So I agree
Mhm.
with you on that. When I go solo, I go by myself. It will give me more opportunity to explore and to grow than to just attach myself on a vehicle which is already moving. So, and
Mhm.
I won't have too much flexibility on everything that I want to do. So I do agree
Mhm.
with you on that. And so I'm still writing my objectives, and I'll work on that.
Mhm.
We'll be talking.
Mhm. And there would be three exercises that I would focus on, right? The first one would be this business case, right, for both directions. That you say, okay, I make business case A and business case B. It doesn't have to be perfect, but that you have an idea how much this franchise or the specific franchise that you want to focus on takes, and how does it work, right? And normally the franchises give you a lot of numbers, give you a very good understanding what you want to achieve, and so on and so forth. So first step, creating these two business cases, right? Second, making a complete list of advantages and disadvantages of both paths, right? So okay, take a sheet of paper and say path franchise, path doing it myself, and make a complete list of all of the advantages and disadvantages that you will have to do, right? So that you make it also realistic. And I know that probably the doing yourself will be a bit more challenging, but also the reward and being able to bring your own concept will also be more rewarding in that sense, right? And the third step, the third exercise that I mentioned would be really to, meditating within yourself. What exactly is what you want, right? What is calling you the most? And I think that's also a very key aspect. Many people can say, okay, yeah, profit, the franchise is much quicker, and I want to do this and that. But if they have this calling of opening their own coffee shop, then I normally tell them to fully go for it. And I think your concept, you have something in your head, and it will also shift a little bit to what the customer wants. And that's the idea of entrepreneurship. You bring something, they give you feedback, and you improve it, and it's still yours, and it's still your concept, but it will be adapted also with what people want. So it's a continuous development, right? And if you're open for that and to change and continue implementing also what you hear that could make an impact, would be a really really nice road, right? And in the end, probably you can also make a franchise out of it, but that has your name, your concept, and your full history of the beans coming from Africa, and all of this package that you bring with you, right? Very good, but really excellent question. And this is exactly what the kind of discussion that we want to hear in this kind of meeting of Let's Get You Unstuck.
So to
Thank you. Mhm.
my call franchise company, they're going to call me like around 11. So just to talk to them and see what their plan is and see what they just here. I'm not making a commitment. And then on top of
Mhm.
that, I'll do the three assignments that you as
Mhm. Exactly. Exactly.
I'm
It's kind of it's breaking up very much. I don't understand you very well. Can you repeat your question?
what I say is today I'm meeting the franchise company. I'll be on a call around 11, and then after that, I'll ideas that to make the right decision. I'll review myself, review what I want to do, what is my calling, compare between my own company or the franchise, and then from there I'll decide. Yeah, but
So in
all
the in
right.
the end, we lost. In the end, we lost you again. But I think you were saying something of to implement. So implementing these three exercises, right? So I would fully recommend
Yeah.
it. And with that, then you can basically sit and meditate exactly what you want to do.
Okay.
Perfect. And let us know. Write me a DM and then tell me what decision you made and why. Okay.
Okay.
Perfect. Hello. We see Ahmed. You have also joined. How have you been? All good.
Good. Just busy with other stuff last 2 weeks.
Hello,
Perfect.
Ahmed.
Yes, I understand. So, Christina, we can jump to you. So, where are you stuck? And yeah, let's see how we can help you.
Well, I, in my financial case, it hasn't changed anything because I couldn't sell my flat. In my mind, yes, I think I'm still thinking to have like a mobile coffee shop, like a little car or van, and just where I can camp the van. Um, and selling from there, or even just have a couple of tables, like 2, 3 tables with 2 seats. So I'm just thinking, a bit small. And I guess if it's working, maybe the coffee is working, the people like it, the area is all right. I can maybe try to rent out a place like a small coffee place or restaurant or something like that, just a small place, and I can make it as my own restaurant. And yeah, it's I think the thing is that I would love to be there, in time when I can say that, okay, right now I got the money, I got a place, I mean the town, but I was speaking that, okay, I'm gonna leave, I'm going to try my luck and my everything is there. And and I really would like to be there, and then when you are asking me, okay, Christina, where are you stuck? And how can we help? And I would just like I would have an idea to what to say actually, because I know it's something massive, because still my own. I still being thinking that maybe I'm a fool that I'm going to try this on my own, but I still can feel that I can be I the ability that I can do it. I think it's massive. It's a hell of a lot of work, and I do believe that I will curse myself one day. Oh, why I started to do this? But I do believe. I mean, that I will do it, and I'm going to do it. And I think I still can. You know what is one thing? Somehow I get a very good intuition. How can I say, this pre-feeling that it's gonna be good, it's gonna be all right, and it's gonna be very, very good. And I think that's why I'm hanging still here. And one case I'm working, like 3 jobs actually, plus the kid and plus my house.
Wow.
And another hand, my mind is in Spain. My mind is searching for places. My mind is here in the this coffee course, and I just I'm trying. I'm keep trying, and I was asked myself just a couple of days ago that probably I was just very tired, that do I want to do this right now, talking with you two guys or being a community? And I said, of course I would like to do it, because I was like thinking maybe that would be more useful if I'm going to join this community when I'm being in Spain. And I said, no, because I think I just want to get ready. By the time I got my money, by the time I traveling to Spain, I want to be 100% sure in everything. And obviously, I will need your help then as well. And you have to come from Vienna to Spain, fly over and take my hand and say, you have to do this. But I just, the thing is that I'm still here, like every week, because I don't want to lose you guys. And I'm very curious that what's happening with you, Ahmed, and where is your business going? And, I'm just still curious where people are going from here, and I think
Yes.
it's a good company. It's a good community. So
Very good. No, thank you. No, thank you for sharing, Christina. I think we there's some things
it was the
already that you can
feedback for
start
me.
doing. Yes, but it's as you know, it's a journey, right? What I
Mm.
would avoid is stop and wait, right? And this is probably one of the recommendations that you can do. And I give you a couple of possibilities of things that you can start doing, right? First of all, you can start making these business cases and analysis of what you think would make more sense, right? Make a list of all of the costs that you would have if you would have a brick and mortar coffee shop, and make a list of all of the costs that you would have if you would make this van, right?
Mhm.
I mentioned last time that I had not ever seen one van coffee shop that was quite successful, and interestingly enough, 3 days later, I found one that was incredibly successful in New
Really?
York. Right? Yes, yes. So
Okay.
there was a new concept of a guy that was launching coffee shops in vans. Right.
Uh-huh.
So yes, I will try to search it and send it to you,
Yeah, thank you.
because if and I always say it, any concept, if done correctly, and I think with enough unique selling proposition, has a good potential, right?
Mm. Oh,
But
where is it? Oh, sorry, excuse me. No, it's
right?
okay.
No,
You
please
have
come
to
with
say,
your
sorry, sorry.
question. Hmm.
What do you think? Why this guy in Europe
Hmm.
was successful? What if you had to say three or two things? What do
Hmm.
you think? What was the three thing why he was successful, or do you thought that he's not going to be successful?
I think he did it in New York, right? And this has a couple of
Nice.
advantages and disadvantages again. To find a coffee shop is a disaster, right? And he has a huge rent advantage. So if you manage to go through the loopholes and you can park and find where you can park, and I think in Europe is a little bit more challenging,
Mm.
um, you will get these two advantages of not paying rent and being able to be in the popular locations if you can park, right? So it makes a lot of sense. And with that, he established a very low cost base, right? Point number one. And the second one is that his unique selling proposition was really, really cool. If you look at his van, it looked amazing. So it looked like a place that you needed to take a look in a second. So it looked
Yeah.
really beautiful. It had a nice barista. It was really, really like a location where you were like, wow. So it gave you this wow effect from the beginning.
Okay.
So he did this concept right. So if you
Mhm.
do I don't know, a mobile coffee shop, you have to be very good at it. And you have the Austrian company that I showed you last time, that has also is doing it with motorcycles, right? So
Mhm.
there is a possibility. So my point would be, you don't have to stop and wait until something happens, right? You can start doing a small business case. It doesn't matter if it's a quick one, in both directions. This means make a business case and a cost list, how much investment you would need for both directions, right? And the more you research, the more you know, the more you implement it. And it becomes a little bit of a live document. You invest, and you say you invest a couple of hours per week, and say, this week I'm going to set 2 hours in my business cases. And,
Mhm.
develop in both directions. Once you have done this, you have a much better starting point, where you say, okay, I only need to decide on the machine, on how to make the setup, on what the cost and the baristas and all of the variations are, and so on
Mhm.
and so forward. But my second recommendation would be, you can also start testing, right? You don't have to leave Hungary if you want to try to make your coffee cart, right? You can go out to the streets, start implementing, and start seeing if it also works in Hungary. Wait for Spain until that happens. Mhm.
Then, sorry, well, his angle is a bit indifferent but right now it's actually a difficult situation because uh, how can I say, in Hungary, just let's take my town, it's a university town. There's full with a lot of people, and it's the second biggest town after Budapest, so it's a big one.
Mhm.
Flat. It's by the Tisza River, so both sides of the Tisza, there's a part of Szeged. And there's, well, I don't know how many thousands of coffee places there, each different
Mhm.
style.
Mhm.
If I would have a money, I wouldn't open here. So I
Mhm.
can't use my town to do some research in this case because it's totally different. I mean, how can I say? I'm pretty sure that in the Spain has got a lot of coffee places. I mean, maybe in each region, each city has one. But I couldn't do this here because it's totally different. The prices financially. I mean, I do believe in that. I get cheaper coffee in Spain than in Hungary. I mean, it's a hell of a roller coaster. The prices are really, really huge, honestly.
But I
So I
mean, if
try.
you want to start understanding the coffee scene, I fully with you. I think what people want and the market and everything is quite different. But if
Different.
you make a mobile coffee shop, you can always take it with you, right? So I would not say start a complete shop here in Hungary and then you have to get rid of it if you want to go to Spain. But I'm saying if you want to make a mobile one, I think there's a lot that you can learn and that you can start already doing to start getting into this mindset, into this way of doing things, and the learning process of the coffee world.
Yeah. Well, for one little tiny problem is with that. If if I were not, how can I say, if my house is not being sold, so I'm still owning my own flat. I haven't sold it yet. But and that's why I'm stuck in Hungary. As soon as and I obviously I haven't got that much money now to invest in a coffee cart. But
Mhm,
as long as I sell my flat, I will have a lot of money. And
mhm,
I can buy a coffee cart and I can go to Spain as well. So I don't want to
mhm,
waste my time in Hungary. But thing is, I'm a bit of stuck here. So that's why I'm
mhm.
working at, like 3 places.
Fully understand. Do you know how much money you need for a coffee cart?
Oh yeah, there's a third question.
Mhm.
I was looking, but I don't know if it's the right place to look. I don't know if you know the Alibaba.com. Do you know
Yes,
this? I don't
yes.
know if they're reliable or not because I haven't seen that somebody was ordering from there to Hungary, so I don't know if it's good. But I guess they are shipping Europe wide. So, but
Mhm.
I have no idea. Obviously, I just let me check for you.
Mhm.
Jesus, holy shit.
But I would fully check at least a few possibilities, right? I think the coffee cards from Alibaba might be okay. I don't know. I have no experience on
They
that. I
get
don't know what
some.
kind of reviews. Normally, they're very, very. So you can trust what you order in Alibaba because they're very also review based.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I would try to make a comparison, and then we can, if you want, discuss it on a one-on-one before you make any commitment there.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Because so let me see that where just a second. Coffee. There's an Etsy, Facebook, if Jesus Christ, eBay, big coffees, Amazon. There's on Amazon.com. What
Mhm.
I can just I'm
But
so
it doesn't matter. You don't have to search it now. My main
yeah because I don't want to
recommendation
waste
would be
anybody's time.
mhm,
Sorry.
to make a complete. It does okay. Not you don't need to do the two business cases, but do one business case or focus really on all of the costs that you would have if you would go
Mhm,
for this coffee cart, right?
mhm, mhm.
Make all of the and there's in the community, and I can share my screen very quickly.
Yeah.
Um, you will see. So in the community, if you go to the business case part, I don't know if you had the time to take a look at this part of the course. We have under the complete outs. Here we have a complete list of fixed, variable, and investment checklists that you need to have, right? So I would definitely, as a first step, go through these three lists, download them all, and just thinking about making a coffee shop card,
Mm.
how
Just a
which of
second.
these costs would be valid for you, right?
Okay.
And with that you will start getting a very good idea. Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, just 1 second. Okay, because I'm following now to my phone to try to see that you are in the Launchpad free coffee.
I am
Yes.
in the outs. Where does your money go? So here I have included the full lists of costs that you have, right?
Well, the classroom, the calendar. Oh, France.
If you go
I
to the
don't know.
classroom and you go to the outs, there you have the full list of costs. So take these three lists, download them, and with this mindset of making a card, start noting all of the costs that you would actually need, right, for this business case. And then with that, you can also take the decision, okay, what kind of cards are there, where can I get them from, how would it work, how does it look, what kind of machine, what kind of setup. So there's many questions that you would need to ask, but with that, in the end, you will have a very realistic view of what you want to achieve, right?
Yeah. All right.
Very good. Thank you very much for your question. I see that we have 19 minutes left, and also Anderson has joined, and I have two more people that I don't know if they would like to participate. So, Ahmed, we go to you. Any way that you're stuck that we can support you or give you very clear next steps?
Actually, Christina's ideas, it was in my mind the last few days, especially when I checked online. I found some people are selling their vans, and it's a very good idea as well. It's the minimum. I don't like always to be negative about stuff, but I always to make calculations about what is up and down. And about the vans, it's a very good idea. That was recently raised in my mind and brainstorming with a couple of people as well, because this is the minimum you can start with. You don't have to pay a lot, and in the same time, we only focused on coffee. I don't have to rent or purchase a big store for stuff. And people, if you're providing the good coffee shop, you might have a lineup, and many of them I can see it's just a small vans, and people line up and they go and grab and go. I don't want to make like mainly chairs, and this also will avoid, some people will come to you and sit for hours having internet and Wi-Fi. This is also will avoid the issue of Wi-Fi issues, that people go to your coffee shop and you only depend on the people because they are consuming and sitting on the tables for hours. So the other will only passing by. So if it is passing by scenario, let's have a van as to be passing by and everyone enjoy, and at the same time it will be less, because if you're renting, you'll have more cost for head over and all this kind of stuff. So the van is a very good idea. I was thinking about it in the last few days, but I didn't come through a solid idea yet. But it's a very good approach. This is my current. If anyone asks me, I said, okay, let's try for this one.
Absolutely. And what I always say is that it has advantages and disadvantages, right? I think for cities like Canada, Ahmed, there's an extra challenge that you have, that it's the weather, right? That you can only open half of the year, right? And when people, and I see quite a little bit of a trend going in this direction, when people ask me about opening a mobile one, yes, it's nice. It has some advantages of, not keeping the guests, that they take it to go, that you don't have to wash anything, but it has its own challenges, right? The permissions that you need to get, that the people don't always find you in the same place. You don't have standard guests unless you really park always in the same place. So it has a variation of challenges, but I think it can be a very, very good business. When people ask me about it, I always share this company they called Espresso Mobil in Austria, and they basically sell more than 1 million coffees per year. So as you see, it can be a very good business, right? I shared it in the chat. Take a look. And these guys basically have developed a concept where they have by now 82 different mobile solutions for coffees. It's either a motorbike or a minivan or a bike, and they are all around the city. So if you would be in Vienna and you tell me, hey, I want to do this in Vienna, I will tell you, yeah, you have a competition that it's basically taking advantage everywhere, and it will be tough. But I think this concept would be very, very applicable in all of the different cities worldwide, right? So I think there's a very good potential of this, of course, in every city with its own challenges. So, as I said, for me, the idea would be having a clear comparison and, of course, defining what you want to achieve. If we see the example of Dennis in the beginning of the call, if you want to, have your brick and mortar shop and bring a new kind of concept where you bring also your African coffee, and create this buzz around it, it would be much more difficult to generate that without having constant customers or a brick and mortar location, right? So it depends also on what you want to achieve. If you're going for the business side of it, it might make sense. It depends how much money you want to spend, and the big advantage that I see is that you're going to, of course, always test it faster, right?
Yeah. And regarding, as you mentioned, because of Canada, we have few months of winter, which have lots of ice and snow. Let's consider it's the same scenario as anyone have a hot dogs van. When we have lots of hot dogs
Mm-hmm.
vans and they open all year round, so it's going to be
Mm-hmm.
the same challenges as them. But in the same time, as I mentioned, it will be the lowest risk to start with. And I found like two. I'm following them on the Instagram. They started
Mm-hmm.
with this van, and after that, they upgraded to a real store.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's a really great learning curve, and this is also what I was mentioning to Christina. It would be a really great starting point. It doesn't matter the city that you are; you can then move to Spain, bring your cart with you, and then from there continue with your cart and see, speak to people, get to know them, see what they want, and see how you want to change. You were also mentioning in the previous call that you wanted to make this new kind of waffles, right?
Yeah,
So you
yes.
can also test that in a bike, right, to see what kind of feedback the people give. I think that this concept is already arriving quite a lot in Spain also, but it would be again as testing and going
Yeah.
for it and having the capability to change.
Right. Well, maybe I probably I don't know how to look after that because because of the cost. If there's mobile coffee place or mobile
Hmm.
waffle and anything, I think one of the main costs should be the uh, city council. I have to pay for to park down somewhere. I have to pay
Hmm.
for city council some renting money, or for
Hmm.
example, there's prohibited places where I cannot park. Maybe I don't know. I just don't. I just have to find out
Hmm.
that where am I able to park, when am I allowed to park, and
Hmm.
how much money, and who am I have to pay for rent from the council or
Depends on the city. In Vienna, you have to pay to the city council depending on where
Mhm,
you want to park. If it's in a park or in an open space or in the street
mhm.
for something like this. So you need to find locally what you want to achieve and
Probably it's
how
different.
much this costs. But it should not be that mind blowing or business changing. So it has an impact, and you have to consider it in your cost base.
Mhm,
But it should be doable, right?
mhm, mhm.
Very good. So we can jump to Anderson. Hello, Anderson. How are you?
Hello.
We cannot hear you. I don't know if you're only as a listener or you also want to get unstuck with any kind of question.
Mm,
So second.
no.
So I will speak. Okay, perfect. So we cannot hear you yet. It seems that you have your microphone blocked. But feel free. Go to a quiet room. You're searching one. Happens from time to time.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think I was also speaking to Anderson not that long ago because he's also part of the full community, and he's also thinking on going in this direction. So today we gathered everyone that wants to go on the carts on the different cities.
Sorry.
No problem. Oh, he needs to restart, so he will be back in a second. He's putting in the chat. Good. Any other question from the rest of the group, or we can wait for him to come back? I don't know,
Yeah, we can
Christina.
wait
Probably, I
for
think I
him to come
interrupted
back.
you.
I couldn't understand it.
I say we can wait for him to come back.
We can wait for him to come back. Christina, any additional question while he comes back?
No, no, I'm being patient.
I
I
mean,
don't want to be
you can.
sad.
There's a lot of things that you can do in between, right? If you're sure that you want to go in this direction, jump to it and start finding out, research, making decisions, and then when you really get to there, it will be much easier, right?
Yeah,
It's just what I normally can say.
yeah.
Anderson,
Hello,
how are
hello, hello.
you?
Maybe you can hear me now, right?
Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
How are you doing?
Sorry for that. Yeah, yeah, doing good. Thanks. I was actually working, so I couldn't join on time. So sorry for that.
No problem.
Yeah, doing good. I was listening for what she was saying, Christina, about the cart, right? So she was interested. I'm considering that also.
Mm.
Mhm.
But at this point, I'm in the process of trying to get my Cercer from Brazil. I want one specific kind of coffee, and I'm right now talking with them, negotiating with them. I got the price. I got the roaster here in Krakow to do that. However, what is blocking me right now is that the amount that I want to order is too little, right? Like I'm not ordering one full pallet or one container of coffee. I want to bring like maybe 100 or something like that. So that's where I'm stuck in. And to bring to the conversation, I wanted to hear like what are the ways that we have to overcome this? This is what because if I have to order this, even if I would get a partner to order like few hundreds, it's still not to bring like by by the ship, right? So it would have to be via airmail, and that makes it very expensive from what I've been told. So sending them, like sending small quantities, very expensive. So I'm stuck on this dilemma right now. So how to handle this, right? Find more people. I would have to find a lot, maybe. So that's where I am.
Yes, I think these challenges of starting are definitely a point, right? And something that everyone in this beginning phase has to go through. So there's a couple of possibilities. Finding a roaster that can consume the rest of the coffee that you would need to order, right? I don't know, finding this partnership. I don't know how big your roaster is, so that he can absorb part of this order, right?
That's
Very
actually
interesting.
what, to be honest, that's what I don't want, because I don't want to make him a competitor, right? In this case,
Okay, I know
because
what you mean. Yes.
because it's a specific kind of coffee. I couldn't find it here in Poland or in the other place I was looking around. So this is part of my dilemma, right? I also don't want to bring for a competitor that will be a competitor, definitely. The roaster.
What is important for you? Is it just that you know that this specific finca? Is it the region? Is it that it's specialty coffee from this region? So what's important to
Yes.
you?
In this case, I'm trying to do to have a differential here that would be to bring this coffee. So it is about the region, about the locations, about the terroir, right? It's a specific terroir, and
What do you mean?
terroir. I think that's how they say that. I don't know how to pronounce that. So it is the land, the ground, like where
Okay.
it's very typical term when it comes to like wine production.
No,
Right?
yes,
So
yes, I know what you mean.
yeah. So so for the coffees, in this case, it's a specific terroir. It's from the volcanic region, and it makes it special, right? So it's a specialty coffee. A bit more special because it's a very specific terroir, and they have very good grades also. So and I got the searcher there. So the person is like, I'm ready to send. Just tell me when, where, and how much. But I know that the cost is very high to send something little. So, right?
How much are you paying to send? Or what would be your shipping cost?
The quote that I got would be about. Actually, I would have to convert that, but it would make my price 3 times bigger than it would be the cost.
3 times bigger.
Yeah,
Okay,
no, it was not really doable. Something like 1,000 for I don't remember exactly the value. So
Another
I don't really have this value yet. So I don't know how
Yes.
it would be, for example, to share a container with someone or something like that.
Another option would be, and just as a little bit of brainstorming, how often do you go to Brazil?
I go once a year, and I'm planning to go the end of this year again.
Okay, then in a few months you could start with something else to test, or getting some samples, or and then you can, when you bring I don't know, 10, 20 kilos. That I think that could also be a possibility.
Yeah,
Just brainstorming what possibilities there are.
I'm considering that also. I'm just afraid of this importing rules and things like that because at least by the law, strictly, you cannot bring raw goods like this, right? Like a coffee, green coffee, for example.
Yes, I mean, yeah, that would be challenging. I don't know how much coffee to bring, and it would be about checking that. Another possibility. I have this
For me,
company. Mhm.
I've
Hello, I
got,
lost you.
like yeah, the way I'm starting right now, for me not to go
Dennis,
Africa and bring that coffee. Yeah, what I'm
it's
doing is
breaking quite a lot.
I'm going to
We cannot
find the coffee.
we
It's
cannot
breaking.
understand you. Yes, it's breaking a lot. We cannot understand you. Can you repeat?
Can
Try
you hear
with
me?
No.
the video on, maybe. If you try with the video on, maybe the voices would be better. I
So
don't
it's
need.
horrible the connection.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
let me go in the house because there's people here trying to cut.
yeah. Mm, mm.
Another
Anderson,
option that I have would be trying the next best alternative, right? This means finding a coffee that is also very similar that you can actually import in lower quantities. I don't know if I have shared with you one of our best importers. Here you have Coffee Imports. They have a really great list of coffees from Brazil. And I'm pretty sure that you can ask them if they have something similar or if they plan to bring something similar, right?
Mm.
Also, you can tell them, hey, I want to work with this finca, and they can sometimes figure out how to do it. And they send also smaller samples. And because they have all of their coffee already centralized, or a lot of their coffee centralized in Europe, is much cheaper to get there, right? I don't know if I have shared already this link with you, Anderson.
you shared once just like one
Yeah.
table with price, and I found their website also. I could
Mhm.
see some offers of them. I couldn't find this
Mhm.
one that I wanted, but yeah, I could
Mhm.
check if
Try
they have.
reaching out to them, and they're very flexible, and they try to fulfill this kind of orders, right?
Mm.
Oh,
Otherwise, I mean,
do you think that they could, let's say, wait, are they the ones who are importing it to Europe,
yes,
or people import through them?
no, they're the importers, and this is what there's also very interesting because they bring green coffee, right?
Okay, so that sounds good. I could ask them if they would add one more, right?
Hmm.
To that.
Yes.
Okay,
Dennis,
I'll consider
anything
that.
that you should ask? I need to step out in 2 minutes, and we need to close this round of questions.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I was
thanks
going to
for the
say
response.
that. Yeah, I was going to say that. Like for me, it will be so expensive to go back to Africa and bring my coffee over here. But
Hmm.
I'm looking around within the local distributor at wholesale level, and those
Hmm.
are the ones who I'm trying to. I'll tap into them for the at the beginning,
At the beginning.
and because they have the coffee from the region where I want to get. And then from
Hmm.
there, as I grow the company, then I could route myself back to the source in Africa,
Hmm.
where I'll be working direct with those people to be my sole
Hmm.
distributor. But I know there's a
Yes.
lot of hurdles that we have to go through the system to make it
Hmm.
happen. So right now, those people who are wholesalers will be my first distributor of the coffee that I'm looking. And then from there, as I grow and going to scale up, I'll try to work straight from the origin to cut the middle.
Hmm.
It will be a bit cheaper.
Absolutely. No, I think
So that
that's a
was
very key point. Mhm. And Anderson, I think in the beginning we have to be a bit flexible, right? Try to find the things that you can find, and then when you test it, you know that this is a little bit the right direction. Start growing in this sense so that you can improve and implement exactly what you want. Very good. I think Kerem has also joined us, but now I have to close the call because it's been 1 hour. But I think there was really, really great discussions. I'm very thankful for you guys joining.
Thank you.
The only thing that I also have left to share is, really great for you guys to be here. I love these discussions and they make me see how much you can move forward, how motivated you are, and how great the discussions are. So if you're ready to build something real, also feel free to book a call with me. I think Anderson, a couple that are already in the premium group. So lovely to see you here, and let me know how we can move together and develop your concept so that you achieve your dream coffee shop. So thank you very much, and see you latest in 2 weeks in our next full session. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye bye, guys. Good luck.
Ciao, thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye bye, everybody, and good luck.